Hi there, and today I'm going to be looking at the new sets which LEGO are releasing for LEGO City this summer. So there are a total of 9 sets coming out in the LEGO City range this summer, and I'm going to be going through each of them one by one, letting you know how many parts are in each, what I think of them, and I'd also like to know what you think of them in the comments below. If you're in the UK, all of these sets are going to be coming out on June the 1st in the UK. However, if you are in America, you'll have to wait a little bit longer as they're not coming out until August the 1st. So starting with the smallest set, this one's a 4+ set and it's set 60455. It's got 65 pieces in it. In the UK it's going to be selling for £8.99 and in America it's going to be costing $9.99. As it's a 4+ set, it's pretty much what I'd come to expect. We've got a robber on a skateboard, he's got a crowbar and he's stealing some cash, and then we've got a police officer on a motorbike chasing after him, and then over on the far side we've got an ATM machine where he's obviously got the money from. Looking at the separate elements here, we get 65 pieces in total, but remembering 2 of those are large chassis parts for the motorcycle. Also, as it's a 4+ set, all these parts will be printed, so the wanted poster here and the police logo on the front of the motorbike will all be printed parts. There'll be no stickers in this set. Looking on the back of the box, you can see those easy build chassis parts where you just sandwich the wheels between the 2 halves of the motorbike. And if we jump to the video, we can have a quick spin round of the entire set, see behind the ATM, all around the motorcycle, and of course that robber on his skateboard. So for a 4+ set, I think it's a great little set. LEGO are still managing to keep one of their city sets always at this price point, which is a great introduction for kids into the city range. So it's probably enough about this set and we'll move on to the next. So next set going up in size is set 64056 and that's called Police Boat Chase. So we've had the motorbike chase, but just in case our robbers jump into a boat and get on the water, we've got another way of catching up to them. And in the UK this set's going to come in at £24.99 and in America it's going to come in at $34.99. And as we can see from the front of the box here, this is one of those cool LEGO boats which actually floats on water. So the hull is one piece, it's not brick built, and I believe it's actually a new shape for this year. We haven't had a hull this shape before, and it's really nice coming in that dark blue colour. If we go to LEGO's video of it, we can do a quick spin round. I personally really like the engines at the back of this boat. We also get a robber in a green inflatable, and he seems to be towing a life ring and being chased by a shark. The roof of the cabin comes off, and I really like the use of the Speed Champions windscreen piece there in white, giving the roof a nice curved shape. We've also got a storage compartment in the front here. You can see the minifigs lifting it up so we can put various elements in there. From this image here we can see in that life ring he's got a nice ruby gem. He's obviously been stealing gems rather than money in his predecessor on the motorcycle. And as well as the robber minifigures, we get 2 police minifigures and also obviously that shark as well. Now I know these one-piece boat hulls can be a bit controversial. Some people love them, other people hate them. I really like them myself, and I do like the shape of this one. It's got a nice curve on the front here, bowing down onto the back of the boat here. So I may well get this just for the hull. I probably won't keep it in this form, but it might be a set I get hold of just to get that boat hull piece and see what boat I can build around it. Next we've got set 60465, and that's Emergency Air Ambulance Aeroplane. This is going to have 403 pieces. In the UK it's coming in at £44.99 and in America it's going to be $54.99. Now this set I am really liking. I'm loving the colour scheme. It's got using the standard emergency ambulance colours. We've got the new bright light yellow colour all the way along the roof and into the tail as well. Instead of getting the standard grey wings, they've given them to us in that teal colour, which is also used in the stripe along the side of the plane. It's going to have 4 minifigures, so we've got a doctor, a pilot for the plane, a paramedic, and then the skier who's being injured and rescued. There's a few little side builds. We've obviously got the stretcher which the skier is being put on. There's a little snowmobile as well which the paramedic's driving, and we've also got a little bit of snowy terrain with a windsock and some tools. But the best thing about this set is the new door piece. Before we've always had sideways opening doors, and LEGO have decided to get us a door with integrated steps, so it'll fold down and then we've got steps which can lead down to the ground. They've obviously given it a 45-degree slope at the top to match the slopes that are being used for the fuselage, but definitely a really useful new part for the LEGO City range. Moving further back on the plane, you can see here a space where we can put our injured skier on his stretcher, and that panel of the plane lifts up and rotates around, and you can see we've got some various scans up here. Looks like an x-ray of his entire body, and we can see he's got a fractured arm up there. So a nice use of space, and I think also some really nice stickers in this set. Again, looking at the video, we can give it a quick spin round and see what it's looked like from all angles. We've had a few emergency helicopters, but we don't often get emergency aeroplanes. But I also like the size of this set. It's not too big like the huge commercial jets we get in the LEGO City range. I probably won't be buying it straight away in June, but I may well be getting this one later on if I can find it on offer somewhere. Next, with a few more pieces, but at the same price point, we've got set 60457, and that's Custom Police Car Garage. It's got 489 pieces, and if you're counting, that's 86 more than the previous aeroplane set. But like I said, it's the same price as the air ambulance, coming in at £44.99, or in America, $54.99. Now, we've had a couple of these custom garage sets in the LEGO City range before, but usually they're for customising regular cars. But this one's a fun little concept for one police vehicle which can be used in 4 different situations. So on the garage backdrop, you can see over here we've got an orange sign with a snowflake on it, then we've got a red sign with a speedometer, then on the other side there's a green logo with a mountain, and a yellow logo with some clouds. And on the back of the box we can see the car in all those 4 different situations, and we can also see that the communications dish on the top of the backdrop can rotate that little square block in the middle, and this lets the garage know which modification they need to do to the car. So in this scenario here you can see the various screens at the back of the garage, and it's showing the mountain range image. And that means they've obviously got to come over here and get the large chunky tyres for the police car. Next to them, for air pursuit, we've got these jet fans here, and they can click into where the wheels usually are, and we've got a very handy flying police car. The red section with the speedometer is obviously wheels for speed, and they're the regular city wheels with grey hubcaps. And then next to that, the orange section with the snowmobile attachments. And when they're attached, we've got 2 skis at the front, and at the back we've got the impression of caterpillar tracks. We're going to get 4 minifigures. On the ends here, looks like we've got 2 mechanics. Then we've got the officer herself who drives the car in this nice yellow vest, and what looks like her superior officer eating a donut. Again, if we jump to the video, you can do a quick 360-degree spin and see all the way around the set. Doesn't look great from behind, but you can see that rotating block in the middle. And we're back to the front with the car on its ramp. Now, I do think this is a great set, and younger Jez would definitely have loved this set, playing with it and swapping out the various wheels for different attachments. But currently I have an awful lot of police vehicles for my LEGO City, and also a couple of police stations. So I've no need for this set myself, but I do really like it, especially that little play feature with the rotating block and the 4 different types of vehicle. Next, to build on the construction sets we got in January, we've got set 60466, that's going to come with 682 pieces. It's simply called Yellow Bulldozer, and in the UK it's going to cost £54.99, and in America it's going to cost $64.99. Now, I don't generally buy construction sets myself, but personally I can really appreciate this set. It looks really good, and it's a good addition to the construction theme. It comes with 3 minifigures, what looks like 2 workers and their chief, and I do like the addition of this minifigure based Men at Work sign. If we zoom in on the side, I think the tracks look absolutely amazing. It's got a really great brick-built shovel at the front, and I also really like the use of these lattice pieces on the side of the truck and on the front to show where the engine is. Again, we'll give it a quick spin round using Lego's video. You can see all the way around. And I think it's a really good looking set from all angles. Looking from the side, you can see from their diagram the shovel at the front can move up and down, and also these 2 blades at the back can also swivel up and down. Not knowing much about construction vehicles, I have no idea what these at the back do, whether they break up various bits of terrain or what, but if you know what they are, let me know in the comments below. There's a second video on Lego's website, and if we play this, we can actually see also that disc in the engine rotates as you push it along. And then when she takes the cover off the engine, you can see that these pistons also move up and down as you push it along. So some nice little play features there. So a really great looking set, and I know a lot of people absolutely love LEGO City Construction, so I think this one is going to be really popular. So moving on to set number 6 out of the 9 being released, and we've got 60467, and that's called Heavy Duty Recovery Tow Truck with Crane. This is going to have 793 parts, and in the UK it's going to come in at £74.99, and in America $89.99. Now, I do love the various trucks that LEGO City give us, and this one definitely doesn't disappoint. So first of all, we get the trunk which needs rescuing, and that's got a flatbed at the back which tips up, and it's got some boulders in it which can tip out. And this is a fairly standard LEGO City truck design, but I do like the look of it, especially this black and yellow cab using that diagonal stripe there. And I don't recall getting a regular flatbed truck for quite a while. But obviously the main event of the set is the massive heavy duty recovery truck. And we can see from this image here, it's got 2 outriggers, so it can obviously withstand lifting up the massive weight of this truck on the back. And if we click play, we can give it a quick 360-degree spin. Like that, so an outrigger on each side. But once it's recovered the truck with a crane, it's got this flat down bar which the truck front wheels can rest on as it gets towed away. From this image you can see the huge amount of play features on this truck. So first of all, the cab lifts forward at the front here, the outriggers obviously flip out on the sides, this crane here can rotate on its base and it can also lift up and down. The boom on the crane goes in and out, and then obviously the winch at the end, it goes up and down to grab hold of the truck. Then there's a second winch on the back which can pull the truck up onto the carrier here, and that carrier can obviously flip up and down to keep it out of the way when it's not in use. For stability, it looks like we've got another form of outrigger at the back here. I'm not sure if that flips up and down or rotates out, but some more added stability for when it's lifting up a truck. Now the tow bar at the back here, I'm not entirely sure if that is a regular Lego City wheel arch, or if this is a new dedicated double wheel arch piece, and that's one piece joined in the middle. But it'll be interesting to see the part usage there. Now I always like to look at Lego City sets to see how I'd modify them, but actually I think this one, it looks pretty good on its own. I can't see any way that this could be modified to make it look better. So this is one that I'm definitely going to be getting. It's two great looking trucks in one set. So now we're down to the last three, and the three that I am most looking forward to. Now I'm a big Lego Trains fan, and I've got all the Lego City train sets which Lego have produced, both the stations, the crossings and the engines themselves, since the Lego City brand was launched in 2005. And the first train related set for this year is the Central Train Station, which is set 60469, and that's going to have 752 pieces. In the UK this is going to come in at £79.99, and in America it's going to be $99.99. Now this is a very different Lego station to all that have come before it. We are getting a little bit of track with two of those re-railer tracks, so if you don't have extra track you can just run the train onto this ramp and straight onto the track and off the other side and drive it around your sitting room. But they can be easily detached with extra track added if you've got a powered up train. You can see we've got a platform on each side, and I do like that they've actually curved the platforms on this set, so they're running along with this yellow line and each one curves round at the end. On this side we've got an accessibility ramp leading up to a little small coffee shop, and above it a small area where you can sit down and have your drink and a croissant while you wait for your train. Above that we've got a really unusual design for a Lego City set. It's using these Technic geared arch pieces, and on top of that they're using the garage door roller pieces with two dark blue at the top and the bottom with clear ones in the middle to give it a nice glass roof. At the top in the middle we've got a room here with two windows, and we're going to go to the video and give it a spin round, and we'll be able to have a look inside and see what's in there. So giving it a 360-degree spin as we go around, you can see there's a little office up there, and we're going to get a closer look at that in a second. And in that office we've got a worker up here. There's a train map on the background, obviously showing the different train movements. And we've got one of his colleagues entering through the doorway here, but because this is above the track itself, this on the left of the picture here is actually a lift shaft. So zooming at the bottom you can see we've got a door here which says staff only, then the lift shaft runs all the way up, which gives you access to that room above the track. In the middle here we've got a really cute little maintenance truck. It's only a 4 stud wide build. It's got regular tiny train wheels sticking out the side so it can run on the track, and we've got an engineer here working on the lights above the track. On the opposite platform there's what looks like a ticket machine and a map of the line with a small shelter. But if we look at the minifig lineup, we've got two new really interesting pieces. The first is we've got this guy over here who's got some crutches. We haven't had a minifig crutch before. People have brick built them before, but this is a new moulded piece for minifigures, so that's a really good addition to the Lego City range. But the one I'm more excited about is down here. We've got Lego City pigeons. Now I love it when Lego give us new animals, and coming from the UK where we're overrun with pigeons, I think this is a really great addition to the Lego City range. We get two pigeons in the set, and you can see them sitting up here on the roof. And I really hope that Lego put these in many other sets, as I'm going to need an awful lot of pigeons for my Lego City. Or if they don't become that common in sets, hopefully Lego will put them on Lego.com's Pick-a-Brick. And fingers crossed they won't be too expensive and I can buy myself several dozen pigeons to scatter around my Lego City. Now I really do like the look of this station. It's quite a departure from the stations that Lego's built before. However, what Lego have given us in height on this station, we've seriously lost in width. And this is definitely going to be a day one purchase for me, but it's also one that I think I'm going to be heavily modifying. I'd really like to extend all this sideways, so we've got this beautiful curved glass canopy piece, but make it a lot wider. And I think that's only going to be achievable by buying more of these Technic arch pieces and more of the garage door roller pieces. Sometimes with sets like this, if I'm modifying them and extending them, I find it easier to buy more than one of them. But in this instance I'd be doubling up on an awful lot of parts that I don't need, like I wouldn't need a second lift shaft or all the other odds and ends down below. But it'd be really good to enclose that control room at the top and give it a back. And also really great to extend that glass canopy out sideways and make the building larger on this side. And with the up and over already existing, it may even be good to include a footbridge over to get from one platform to the other. So come back on June the 1st, I'll definitely be driving to the Southampton Lego store. Definitely a day one purchase for me. Come back on June the 1st and I'll be driving to the Southampton Lego store to buy this myself. So the next to last set, and I'm definitely saving the best till last. This is set 60471. It's going to have 1064 pieces, and it's called Arctic Explorer Science Lab Truck. In the UK it's coming in at £99.99, and in America it's going to be $119.99. Now again, LEGO are continuing with their really cool Arctic colour scheme of the navy blue, the white and the orange, and this truck looks absolutely amazing with massive chunky wheels ready to drive around the Arctic. We get a couple of little side builds. The snowmobile can hook up on the back of the truck and be carried around, but what a lot of people will be after are the LEGO Wolves. Now, wolves were only introduced in the LEGO collectible minifigure series really recently, and you only got one, and that was with the Wolfpack Beastmaster, which of course was the most popular minifigure and really difficult to get hold of. So in this set we're getting 2 wolves and a baby wolf cub. Looking at the interior of the truck, you can see we've got a cab up the front here, then a workroom just behind it. The cab at the front has 2 wheels, and then we've got this articulation in the middle, and then the lab behind has got 4 chunky wheels. And inside the lab, hilariously, we've got a small LEGO toilet at the front. Then in the middle we've got a crew room here, and 2 minifigures are sitting down to enjoy a nice pizza. Then right at the back we've got a minifigure lying down. This could be a rest and relaxation or a sleep quarters, but it does have a medical pack on the side here, so maybe it's their medical facility. Looking at the other side, you can see we've got windows down both sides. There's a stretcher strapped to the outside with that medical pack again on the outside of the vehicle. I really like the look of the navy blue sloped outline running around the outside of the back of the truck. Doing a head count on the interior shot, we can see we get 5 minifigures in the set, and if we go to the video we can do a quick 360-degree spin and see all the way around the truck. So what I think is a really great looking Arctic truck, but it's not the only Arctic set we're getting on June the 1st. For that we need to go to the last set coming out this summer, and the one which I am looking forward to the most, and that is set 60470, and that's Explorer's Arctic Polar Express Train. Now you have to be careful how you read that. It's not Explorer's Arctic Polar Express Train, because this set has got nothing to do with the Polar Express. However, it does have 1,517 pieces. In the UK it's coming in at £179.99, and in America it's going to be $209.99. Now this set is a totally new departure for LEGO. LEGO City has been around for 20 years now as a brand. Before that it was LEGO Town, and in all those years the only train sets that we've got from LEGO City are either passenger trains or cargo trains, which obviously go in a LEGO City. This, however, is a LEGO train set designed to go outside the LEGO City. And one of the first things I noticed is that we're getting 2 new track pieces. Now, ever since the plastic track system took over from the metal railed 9-volt track, we've only ever had straights, curves, points and the flexible track piece, and we've had all those 4 pieces for the last 20 years. But on the box here we can see that we're getting 2 new pieces. Now the first piece looks like a regular train railer track, and you get these in lots of model railway systems, but it's just an easy way of putting your trains on the track. And if we play the video here, you can see the boy just rolls it across the track and it gets it on the rails. And it looks to be a regular straight piece of track, but with this raised oval section in the middle, just making life easier getting your trains onto the track. The other piece of track seems to be some sort of action feature piece. If we play this part of the video, you can see as the train goes through the tunnel, it clicks over the truck and it causes the boulders to fall down. And you can see that from this inset picture here. You can see the track inside the tunnel, and with an arrow saying as the train passes by, these boulders will then get activated and fall down onto the track. And I think that's a really interesting piece, which will be useful for making lots of interactive things in LEGO railways. I think it's a pretty good looking train itself. It's got this huge snow plough on the front using those teal plough pieces. The roof comes off the cab, and then behind that sits the powered up hub. There's some storage areas behind that with opening door on the side and on the back of the engine. Behind that we've got the crew car with a nice glass roof which lifts off and some stowage compartments below it. Then right at the back we've got a flatbed truck using those drop base plate pieces which we saw in the passenger train a few years ago, and we've got a tracked vehicle which can sit in the middle. And initially I thought this must be a snow cannon on the back, but then I thought, why would you have a snow cannon on an Arctic train? So I'm not entirely sure what this part is meant to be, but it obviously rotates around and you can sit a minifigure at it. You get a lot of extra side builds on this, and this one's particularly interesting as we've got 2 more of those wolf cubs. But apart from the train, obviously the main extra build is this large cave which the boulders sit on top of. On the right hand side of that we've got what looks like a frozen waterfall and a nice slope with this which this guy can ski down. I think they've given us a pretty large expansive cave structure using a lot of dark grey and obviously white for the snow on top. And then right from the top of that we've got the start of a zip line, and that zip line runs all the way down to what looks like their base station at the other side of the track. Now we haven't got many detailed pictures of this structure over on the other side, but we can see it's got a crane which can obviously load these yellow cylinders into the back of the tracked vehicle. Here's a view of the 6 minifigures and obviously those 2 wolf cubs that we're getting in the set. And from his face, I think this Arctic Explorer over on this side might be a relative of Johnny Thunder. It's also a nice addition that he's got this 2x2 map piece showing snowy terrain and the location of the wolf cubs, and that ties in really nicely with all the recent jungle sets, which each had a map piece inside them showing the location of the various animals within that set. So again, we're just going to give that one a 360-degree spin so you can see all the way around it, from the back of the tunnel around to that other structure on the other side, and then back round to the train. Now, being a powered up set, obviously with the addition of a couple of batteries, this train will be able to be remote controlled, but I think this is a really great departure from all the passenger trains and cargo trains which we've had in the city range over the last 20 years. And I really hope it's something that LEGO build on, no pun intended there, and they give us more themed trains outside the regular passenger and cargo trains. I'm also really looking forward to see what else can be done with that activator track piece, which can trigger off action features as a train passes over the top of it. So definitely a day one purchase for me on June the 1st. It's not a train which will be passing through the passenger station, which we saw just now, but definitely one which deserves some more Arctic terrain to be built around it. So they're the 9 LEGO City sets which are going to be coming out on June the 1st in the UK and August the 1st in America, and I'd be really interested to hear what you think about them in the comments below. Let me know which ones you're most looking forward to and whether you'll be buying any yourself. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and of course, please subscribe for more LEGO videos.